In 1974, a mother in Detroit packed a fried bologna sandwich on white bread for her son's school lunch before the sun came up. It cost 11 cents. He traded half of it for a classmate's chocolate milk and still says it was the best lunch he ever had. Today, you cannot find a fried bologna sandwich within 5 miles of most American schools. Number 17 was the most requested school lunch in America for nearly 20 years, and the frozen food industry made sure you forgot about it. Number 3 was packed in lunchboxes from Mississippi to Minnesota every single Tuesday for 30 straight years, then vanished completely when fast food arrived. These lunches fed factory workers' children, coal miners' kids, and farm families from coast to coast. They built this country one brown paper bag at a time. Then the drive-thru window opened, and America forgot how to pack a lunch. Subscribe, because what you are about to hear is the real history of American school lunch. Let us count them down. Number 25. Peanut butter and jelly on white bread. The foundation, the original, the lunch that built an entire generation. Jif peanut butter cost 49 cents in 1975. Today, around $3.49. Smucker's grape jelly cost 39 cents. Today, around $2.99. Wonder Bread cost 25 cents. Total, then, under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child, one perfect lunch. You spread peanut butter thick on one slice. You spread jelly on the other. You press together and cut on the diagonal. The bread is soft. The peanut butter is dense. The jelly bleeds purple into the white at the edges. PB&J became America's school lunch staple after Skippy launched nationally in 1958. By 1975, it appeared in 60% of American lunchboxes every single school day. For a mom with 4 kids and 8 minutes, this sandwich was not laziness. It was mastery. Number 24. Tuna salad sandwich. A can of tuna, a spoon of mayo, 10 minutes. The entire Tuesday lunch plan for 10 million American mothers in 1976. Star-kissed tuna cost 35 cents in 1975. Today, $1.89. Hellmann's mayonnaise, celery, and white bread. Total, then, under 50 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child, one lunch per can. You drain the tuna and mash it with a fork. You mix in mayonnaise, diced celery, and a squeeze of lemon. You spread thick on soft white bread. The tuna is creamy and pale. The celery gives a gentle crunch that travels well in a lunchbox all morning without going soggy. Tuna salad sandwiches entered American school lunch culture after Star-Kist's national advertising campaign ran in Good Housekeeping in 1955. By 1975, it was the second most common sandwich in American lunchboxes, behind only peanut butter and jelly. For a mom with 8 minutes, this was protein, energy, and done. Number 23. Bean sandwich. You either had this or you had never heard of it. If you grew up in a working-class Southern or Midwestern home in the 1970s, you know exactly what this is. A can of Van Camp's pork and beans cost 19 cents in 1974. Today, around $1.49. White bread and a spoon of ketchup. Total, then, under 25 cents. Today, under $2. Fed one child, one hearty lunch. You open the can and drain most of the sauce. You spread the beans directly onto white bread. You add a thin line of ketchup across the top. You press the second slice down firmly. The beans are soft and sweet. The bread soaks up the sauce. The ketchup adds a sharp tang against the sweetness. Bean sandwiches came from Appalachian and Southern working-class food tradition in the 1920s as a way to use leftover pinto or baked beans. By 1965, they appeared regularly in school lunchboxes across Kentucky, Tennessee, and rural Ohio. For a mother with almost nothing left until Friday, this sandwich was filling, protein-rich, and cost a quarter. Number 22. Fried bologna sandwich. The smell of bologna hitting a hot cast iron pan at 7 a.m. was the signal that something better than cold lunch was happening that day. Oscar Mayer bologna cost 69 cents a pound in 1976. Today, around $3.49. White bread, yellow mustard, and a pat of butter. Total, then, under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child, one warm, packed lunch. You melt butter in a small skillet. You lay 2 slices of bologna flat. You fry them until the edges curl up and the centers go dark brown, and the kitchen fills with the smell of rendered pork fat and caramelized meat. You pull them off and lay them on white bread with yellow mustard. The bologna is dark at the edges and chewy in the center. The mustard cuts through the fat perfectly. Fried bologna came from Southern and Appalachian working-class kitchens in the 1940s. By 1970, it was a beloved school lunch tradition across West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Number 21. PB&J on graham crackers. Same filling, different vehicle. Some mothers switched to graham crackers when bread ran out, or when Friday needed to feel like a reward. Jif peanut butter cost 49 cents in 1976. Today, $3.49. Grape jelly cost 39 cents. Today, $2.99. Honey-made graham crackers cost 30 cents. Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child one fun Friday lunch. You spread peanut butter on 4 graham cracker squares. You spread jelly on 4 more. You press them together into 4 small sandwiches. The graham cracker is sweet and slightly crumbly. The peanut butter holds the halves together. The jelly adds sweetness to every bite. Honey-made graham crackers have been made by Nabisco since 1925. By the 1970s, they appeared in USDA school lunch planning guides as an official bread alternative for packed lunches. Friday lunches felt slightly better with these. Every child knew it. Number 20. Olive and cream cheese sandwich. Church social food turned school lunch food. Some mothers discovered this at a Wednesday potluck and had it in their child's lunchbox by Thursday morning. Philadelphia cream cheese cost 45 cents in 1977. Today, $2.49. A jar of sliced green olives cost 30 cents. Soft white bread. Total then under 50 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child one memorable lunch. You soften cream cheese on the counter 10 minutes. You chop green olives coarsely. You mix them into the cream cheese with a fork until evenly distributed. You spread thick on soft white bread and press together. The cream cheese is cool and dense. The olives bring brine and salt. Cream cheese and olive sandwiches appeared in American Women's Club luncheon menus and church cookbooks across the South and Midwest throughout the 1960s, before crossing into school lunchboxes by 1972. The kid with this sandwich was always asked where it came from. Here is something nobody says out loud. Your mother did not enjoy packing your lunch. Not every day. Not at 6:45 in the morning before she had finished her coffee. Before she had gotten herself ready for work. Before she had found your missing shoe and signed your permission slip and reminded you 3 times to put your jacket on. She packed that lunch anyway. Every single day. For 12 years of school. She did not call it love. She would have called it Tuesday. She would have said she was just making lunch like she always did, and it was no big deal. It was a big deal. It was one of the biggest deals of your entire childhood. The brown bag on the counter with your name on it in her handwriting meant somebody in the world had thought about whether you would be hungry at noon. Not every child had that bag. You did. Number 17. Cold meatloaf sandwich. Sunday's dinner became Tuesday's lunch. That was the deal. That was the plan. That was the genius of the American working-class kitchen that the golden age of food history never properly celebrated. Ground beef cost 69 cents a pound in 1976. Today, $5.50. White bread, yellow mustard, and ketchup. Total then under 40 cents per sandwich. Today, under $4. Fed one child one legendary cold lunch. You slice cold meatloaf thick from the refrigerator. You lay the slice on white bread. You add yellow mustard and a thin line of ketchup. The meatloaf is cold and dense. The ketchup and mustard bring it back to life. The bread holds it perfectly until noon. Cold meatloaf sandwiches became an American school lunch tradition in the 1950s as a way to honor Sunday dinner leftovers. By 1975, they were a Tuesday staple in working-class homes coast to coast. McDonald's opened. America forgot about Sunday meatloaf on Tuesday. That is a loss that has never been properly measured. Number 16. Deviled ham on crackers. The little can with the red devil on the label. If you are over 50, you know exactly which can this is. It sat in American pantries for 40 straight years. Underwood deviled ham cost 25 cents in 1974. Today, $2.29. Ritz crackers. Total then under 35 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child one snack-style lunch. You open the can and spread deviled ham onto Ritz crackers with a butter knife. You pack them in a small bag. Number 15. Cream cheese and cucumber sandwich. She cut the crusts off. That single detail signaled something special was happening on a Wednesday. Cream cheese cost 45 cents in 1977. Today, $2.49. One cucumber and thin white bread. Total then under 35 cents. Today, under $3. Fed one child one elegant lunch. You soften cream cheese. You slice cucumber paper thin. You spread cream cheese on thin bread. You layer cucumber in overlapping rows. You press together and cut in 4 rectangles, removing the crusts. Number 14. Cheese and crackers with apple. For the child who refused sandwiches. Every family had one. Every mother eventually figured out that cheese and crackers was the peace treaty. Mild cheddar cost 69 cents in 1977. Today, $4.49. Ritz crackers and one apple. Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child one full lunch. You cut cheddar into small squares. You count 12 Ritz crackers into a bag. You pack cheese separately. You drop in one apple whole. Here is where things get personal. You remember opening that lunchbox. You remember what was inside before you even lifted the lid, because you already knew. She packed the same thing on Tuesdays, the same thing on Thursdays. You could have told anyone what day it was just by what was in your bag. You complained sometimes. You said you were tired of tuna salad. You said other kids got better lunches. You said it was boring. Number 13. Banana and peanut butter roll-up. She invented this on a Wednesday when the jelly ran out. She spread peanut butter on bread, rolled a banana inside it, and her child declared it better than the original. It became a Thursday tradition that lasted 6 years. Jif peanut butter cost 49 cents in 1978. Today, $3.49. Bananas cost 19 cents a pound. Soft white bread. Total then under 30 cents. Today, under $3. Fed one child one lunch. You spread peanut butter across the entire slice of bread to the edges. You peel a banana and place it at one edge. You roll the bread around the banana tightly. The banana is sweet inside the peanut butter. The bread wraps it in a soft spiral. This roll-up came from Southern American school lunch improvisation in the late 1970s and spread through elementary school PTAs by 1982. Children who had this were asked to trade every single time, without exception. Number 12. Sliced turkey and cranberry sandwich. Thanksgiving leftovers became Monday lunch, every November, every year, without fail. It was the most anticipated Monday lunch of the entire school year. Sliced turkey cost 89 cents a pound in 1978. Today, $5. Canned ocean spray cranberry sauce and soft white bread. Total then under 50 cents. Today, under $4. Fed one child the best Monday lunch of the year. Number 11. Pimento cheese on white bread. Southern mothers packed this for 30 years, and Northern mothers never understood why. Southern children knew they had the superior lunch. This was not a debate. Sharp cheddar cost 69 cents in 1976. Today, $5.49. Pimentos, mayonnaise, and white bread. Total then under 50 cents. Today, under $5. Number 10. Fluffernutter sandwich. Peanut butter and marshmallow fluff on white bread. If you grew up in New England in the 1970s, this was not a treat. This was Tuesday. This was the golden age of American food history compressed into a white bread sandwich. Jif cost 49 cents in 1976. Today, $3.49. Marshmallow fluff cost 35 cents. Today, $2.49. White bread? Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Number 9. Ham and Swiss on rye. Short. Honest. The sandwich that made a child feel slightly more grown up than the peanut butter crowd at the cafeteria table. Ham cost 89 cents a pound in 1978. Today, $5. Swiss cheese and rye bread. Total then under 60 cents. Today, under $5. You layer 2 slices of ham on rye bread with Swiss cheese and yellow mustard. You cut in half and wrap tight. Number 8. Apple slices with peanut butter. She sliced the apple at 7 a.m. and put lemon juice on the slices so they would not brown by noon. That detail was love expressed through food science. One apple cost 10 cents in 1976. Today, $1.29. A small spoon of peanut butter and lemon juice. Total then under 20 cents. Today, under $2. Number 7. Liverwurst on rye. You either had a liverwurst family or you did not. If you did, this defined you at the cafeteria table, and you were proud of every bite. Liverwurst cost 69 cents in 1977. Today, $3.49. Rye bread, yellow mustard, and sliced onion. Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Number 6. Chicken salad on white bread. She poached the chicken on Sunday. By Tuesday, it was the best sandwich at any table in any cafeteria, in any school in America during the golden age of American food history. Whole chicken cost 49 cents a pound in 1976. Today, $2.99. Hellmann's mayonnaise and white bread. Total then under 50 cents. Today, under $4. Number 5. Cold meatloaf sandwich. Sunday's dinner became Tuesday's lunch. That was the deal, the plan, the genius of the American working-class kitchen that the golden age of American food history never properly celebrated before the drive-thru changed everything. Ground beef cost 69 cents a pound in 1976. Today, $5.50. White bread, mustard, and ketchup. Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Number 4. Grilled cheese wrapped in foil. She grilled it at 7 a.m. and wrapped it tight in foil. By noon, it was room temperature, but still soft, and the cheese was still slightly melted in the middle. Still perfect. American cheese cost 40 cents in 1975. Today, $2.49. White bread and butter. Total then under 25 cents. Today, under $2.50. Number 3. Tomato soup in a thermos. She poured the soup in at 7 a.m., and it was still warm at noon. That thermos was the single greatest school lunch technology of the 1970s, and America forgot it existed entirely. Campbell's tomato soup cost 17 cents in 1974. Today, $1.79. Made with milk and oyster crackers. Total then under 35 cents. Today, under $3. Number 2. Fluffernutter Redux on thin bread. She switched from thick Wonder Bread to thin sandwich bread in 1979 because it made the fluff to peanut butter ratio perfect. That was the entire upgrade. Marshmallow Fluff cost 35 cents in 1979. Today, $2.49. Jif cost 49 cents. Today, $3.49. Thin white sandwich bread. Total then under 40 cents. Today, under $4. Number 1. Peanut butter and honey on white bread. You knew it was coming. You have known since number 25 that this was the one waiting at the end. Jif peanut butter cost 49 cents in 1975. Today, $3.49. Pure clover honey cost 35 cents. Today, $5.49. Wonder Bread. Total then under 30 cents. Today, under $4.
Salisbury steak with gravy. Salisbury steak with gravy. Perhaps no dish better represents the optimism of cafeteria cooks trying to make mystery meat appetizing. During the 1970s, school lunch programs relied heavily on government commodity foods, stretching ground beef with fillers to feed maximum children at minimum cost. When quality cuts became impossible within school budgets, cafeteria workers transformed cheap ground meat into something resembling a proper meal. The result fed millions of American children through economic uncertainty. The recipe followed institutional efficiency. Ground beef mixed with breadcrumbs, reconstituted dried onions, and mysterious spices formed into oval patties that cooked in massive sheet pans. Brown gravy from packets or flour roux covered everything, the sauce hiding whatever sins lay beneath. Sloppy Joes on white buns. Sloppy Joes on white buns, the messy sandwich that defined casual school lunch. Throughout the 1970s, ground beef stretched further than any other protein, and Sloppy Joes represented maximum stretch with minimum cost. When tomato sauce and seasonings could transform a pound of cheap meat into enough filling for 30 sandwiches, cafeteria managers took notice. The sweet and tangy sauce made even the lowest grade ground beef palatable to children. The recipe scaled to feed hundreds. Ground beef browned in enormous pots, drained of fat, then mixed with tomato sauce, brown sugar, vinegar, and dried seasonings. The mixture simmered until thick enough to sit on bread without immediate catastrophe. Soft white hamburger buns, the cheapest available. Chicken fried steak with white gravy. Chicken fried steak with white gravy. The South's answer to making tough beef edible. When the 1970s recession hit working families, school cafeterias in southern states relied on this regional specialty to stretch meat budgets. Cheap cuts of beef, tenderized through violence and breading, became something children would actually eat. The technique came from farm families who knew that even the toughest meat could be transformed through determined cooking. The preparation required patience. Thin beef cutlets pounded until submission, dredged through seasoned flour, dipped in egg wash, coated again in flour. The breaded meat fried in shallow oil until golden and crispy. Chili with crackers. Chili with crackers. When winter came, steam tables across America bubbled with this humble meal. During the economic uncertainty of the 1970s, chili represented maximum nutrition at minimum cost. Ground beef, kidney beans from massive cans, tomatoes, and chili powder combined into a meal that fed hungry children while stretching school lunch budgets beyond recognition. The beans provided protein when meat remained scarce. The tomatoes added bulk, and the spices disguised any sins beneath. The preparation scaled beautifully. Ground beef browned in enormous stock pots, drained, then combined with canned kidney beans, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, dried onions, chili powder, and cumin. The mixture simmered for hours, thickening into the proper consistency. Hot dogs in buns. Hot dogs in buns. Simple, honest, and served weekly across America. Throughout the 1970s, hot dogs represented the most affordable processed meat available to school lunch programs. When budgets couldn't support hamburger or chicken, frankfurters filled the gap. Government commodity hot dogs arrived by the case, pale pink tubes of mystery meat that required only heating before serving. Paired with the cheapest white buns, they became lunch. The preparation required minimal skill. Chicken nuggets with honey. Chicken nuggets with honey. The 1970s saw processed chickens rise to cafeteria dominance. When chicken processing technology advanced, nuggets became affordable enough for school lunch programs. Mechanically separated chicken pressed into uniform shapes, breaded and frozen, provided portion-controlled protein that children actually ate. The government began including them in commodity food programs, making them as common as fish sticks. The preparation mirrored fish sticks. Frozen nuggets went directly into industrial ovens, emerging golden brown and crispy. The breading provided most of the flavor, while the chicken inside remained pale and processed. Small packets of honey for dipping made them more appealing to children who otherwise rejected unfamiliar foods. Tacos with shredded lettuce. Tacos with shredded lettuce. The hard shells cracked before they reached your mouth. When school lunch programs expanded menu variety in the 1970s, tacos provided affordable diversity. Preformed hard taco shells arrived in bulk, requiring only filling with seasoned ground beef and toppings. The Mexican-inspired meal cost pennies per serving, while making children feel they received something special, rather than understanding the continuing necessity of stretched meat. The recipe adapted Mexican cuisine for elementary school palates. Ground beef browned and seasoned with taco seasoning packets mixed with water, the sauce thickening as it simmered. The hard corn shells warmed in ovens until fragrant. Chicken patty sandwich. Chicken patty sandwich. The processed poultry that defined quick cafeteria meals. When the 1970s brought advancements in food processing, pressed chicken patties became cafeteria staples. Mechanically separated chicken formed into perfect circles, breaded and frozen, provided portion-controlled protein that required only reheating. Government commodity programs distributed them widely, making them affordable enough for daily service. The recipe required minimal preparation. Frozen patties went directly into ovens, emerging golden brown and crispy. The circular shape fit perfectly on hamburger buns, the cheapest available. Cafeteria workers added lettuce and mayonnaise packets for children who wanted them. Most ate the sandwiches plain, the breading providing enough flavor to mask the processed meat texture underneath. Tater tot casserole. Tater tot casserole. Midwest ingenuity met institutional necessity. During hard times, casseroles provided solutions. Tater tots topped ground beef, canned green beans, and cream of mushroom soup, creating a complete meal in one pan. The frozen potato nuggets cost almost nothing, stretched meat to its breaking point, and children actually ate them. School cafeterias across the Midwest embraced this regional specialty. The recipe couldn't be simpler. Ground beef browned and seasoned minimally, spread in enormous baking pans, covered with canned green beans drained of their liquid, topped with cream of mushroom soup spread thin, finished with a layer of frozen tater tots arranged like shingles. The ovens turned it into bubbling casserole with crispy top.
Shipwreck casserole. During the lean years of the 1970s, when factory workers across the Midwest faced layoffs and households operated on one income stretched impossibly thin, casseroles became the architecture of survival. Shipwreck was born from the end-of-week pantry, the night before payday when the refrigerator had more air than food. The recipe couldn't be simpler. Layer raw potatoes sliced thin across the bottom of a baking dish. Add a layer of sliced onions. Then raw ground beef broken apart by hand. Then a layer of dry rice. Then kidney beans from the can. And pour a tin of tomato soup mixed with water over the whole tower. Cover tightly with foil and bake until everything softens and melds into something unified and filling. Creamed eggs and asparagus. For families fortunate enough to have backyard gardens, spring brought the annual miracle of asparagus, pushing up through soil that had frozen just weeks before. When meat became too expensive to anchor every dinner, eggs carried the protein. Farm families and anyone with a small garden plot knew that asparagus arrived in abundance and briefly, and that hard-boiled eggs from a backyard flock cost almost nothing. Together, they made something that felt, if you squinted, like a proper dinner. Chipped beef casserole. Creamed chipped beef on toast had fed soldiers and Depression-era families for decades. By the 1970s, it had evolved into the casserole version, a heartier act of survival dressed up in a baking dish. When fresh meat disappeared from the weekly grocery list, canned and dried beef remained. It kept indefinitely, cost little, and with enough white sauce and starch around it, could pass as a real dinner on even the tightest payday week. Factory workers in Ohio and Pennsylvania recognized this dish on sight and knew, without saying so, the times were lean. Beef heart stew. Of all the budget meals from the 1970s, this one asked the most of the family that made it, and gave the most back in return. During hard times, the working-class tradition of nose-to-tail eating wasn't philosophy, it was necessity.